Welcome to another night in the NBA. This is your 10-minute recap of the last night of NBA hoops, and it was a big one because tonight was the inaugural first quarterfinal of the NBA in-season tournament. It's the first year of it, and we're finally getting to elimination games, the first night of them. There are also elimination games tonight when you'll be watching this, and it means more. Like, people were worried that the players wouldn't care. It wouldn't mean the same, like, it wouldn't make a difference. The players do care. You could tell when you watched. In both of these games, Pacers versus Celtics and Kings versus Pelicans, had a playoff atmosphere to them. They felt different. It felt like the players cared and the intensity was kicked up a notch. This did not just feel like regular, NBA regular season basketball in December. It felt different and it was really fun to watch. But I'll start us off with the earlier game, which I think is the main topic, because the Pacers stole the national media's attention and kind of shocked the Celtics in a 122-112 win over Boston. This was the first nationally televised game for the Pacers this year, and if you're a casual fan, you probably haven't seen much of Indiana, but they are up and coming. They're one of the better teams in the East, and I think this is exactly what the in-season tournament is designed to do, to showcase these teams you might not see as often, who are filled with great talent. Tyrese Haliburton looks like arguably a top 10 player in the league already, one of the best guards in the league, probably the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. Jaylen Brunson, Trae Young out there, even LaMelo Ball. It's probably Tyrese Haliburton. He's been fantastic this year, and it was the first TNT game of his career. He's in his fourth season now, spent early on with the Kings and now with the Pacers, but it's the first one of his career. He hasn't been on winning teams, but he's making the Pacers a winning team now, and man, has he been fantastic. 26 points, 13 assists, and 10 rebounds in the victory. The first triple-double of his career, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because he's putting up like 15 assist games regularly. So he's getting rebounds tonight as well. That's the different part than usual. But the first triple-double of his career, and he was fantastic. 10 of 18 from the field. Very solid, efficient. 5 of 11 from 3. Only made one free throw, but it was a huge one because Tyrese Haliburton with a massive 4-point play down the stretch that essentially won the Pacers this game. The Celtics had leads throughout the game, and it felt like they were probably going to win it. People expected the Celtics to win it going in, but the Pacers go on a 13-4 run late in the fourth quarter to steal this game away and make a claim that they are one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference and that they might win this in-season tournament cup because their offense is special, and the defense today did a little better job than usual. And, a team that struggles with size really benefited from Kristaps Porzingis being out for Boston, but the Pacers were great and they really won it down the stretch because there's that Tyrese Haliburton 4-point play. Then there was a very key Buddy Hield 3, and just speaking on Buddy Hield for a little bit, 21 points on 7 of 11 shooting and 4 of 6 from 3 in an insane plus 29 in terms of plus minus. Super positive impact on this game. Buddy Hield was phenomenal and is the sniper everybody knows him to be. He was really good in this one. And then there was an Aaron Nesmith dunk that basically closed out the game. Him and Tyrese Haliburton go crazy after the Pacers bench basically storms the court after there's a timeout, and it was super fun. The Pacers arena exploded. It was very loud in there, and it was a great atmosphere, and a lot of guys for them played well. They had 7 players in double figures, including the 3 I already mentioned because Nesmith had 14 for the game. They also get 17 points and 10 rebounds from Miles Turner. They get 13 points and 8 rebounds from Bruce Brown, as well as 3 steals. They get 12 points from Obi Toppin, as well as a couple of blocks. He was questionable to play in this game, but both he and Haliburton ended up playing, despite recently being out with injuries. And Benedict Mathurin has 16 points off the bench, as well as 5 rebounds. The Pacers are a very good young team, and they showed that in this game. They showed that they can compete with anybody, going head-to-head and winning with what many people would say is the best team in the Eastern Conference. But maybe the Pacers should be considered in that conversation. The East has a few good teams at the top. It's the Celtics, the Bucks, the Heat are probably up in there. The Sixers are around there. But the Pacers offense is special, and if they can outscore you, then they're going to win, because they're hard to stop. Their defense isn't going to be great. That's not going to be a thing that's going to excel for them, but their offense is special, and they're led by one of the most fun young players in the entire league in Tyrese Haliburton. And the Pacers deserve all their flowers. They were great in this game and get an impressive victory, and really a statement one to put themselves on the map and really get the attention of the national media rather than just, NBA sickos like me and the people who watch this channel. But the Pacers, they're great, man. They're really good. But for the Celtics, Jayson Tatum with 32 points, 50% shooting, 32 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, was solid. I would say Haliburton was better, but Jayson Tatum very good in his own right. They also get 30 from Jaylen Brown, so 30 apiece from the Jays. They get 18 from Derek White, and Drew Holiday only 9 points on 3 of 9 shooting. They just need him to be better. And in 31 minutes, Al Horford only 2 points, doing a lot of cardio tonight, not a lot of scoring. Sam Hauser solid for them off the bench, 15 points, but they're now 15-5 on the season. The Pacers moved to 11-8, and they're great. They could really win this whole tournament because of how good their offense is, and if you let them get out in the fast break, they're probably going to beat you. They might struggle if they make it a half-court game, even though their half-court offense is good, but their half-court defense is not exactly what you want to see. So against bigger teams like the Knicks and the Bucks, whoever wins that matchup, we could see somewhat of a problem, but we'll see. The Pacers are great, and they just got the attention of everyone. They were phenomenal, and they are dangerous in the Eastern Conference and in this in-season tournament cup. But now let's shoot around the NBA, only to one other game tonight, and just get a better idea of what happened on this night of NBA basketball. So, in other action from around the NBA, we did have one other night, the other matchup in the first night of quarterfinals for the in-season tournament, and it was Pelicans versus Kings. The third time they've played this season, and like the other 2 times, this one goes to the Pelicans, as they win 127-117, and this is just a bad matchup for the Kings. Sacramento for the year overall has been pretty good. If you take out the Pelicans matchups, the Kings are 11-5 on the season. The Kings are a good team legitimately, but they struggle with the size of the Pelicans. It's just a team they're not built to really play well against, and the Pelicans look good. They finally have all their guys back. Trey Murphy plays in this game. CJ McCollum plays in this game. Jordan Hawkins, who's been really good this season, just didn't even play in this rotation because of how talented this team is. The Pelicans really solid in this one, 45% from 3 and 54% from the field. The Kings defense had no answers for them, and Brandon Ingram goes off, 30 points on 50% shooting, 50% from 3, as well as 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Brandon Ingram was a bucket tonight, looked like the all-star billing that he is said to be, and they were so good in this game as a whole. The Zion could basically relax. He had 10 points on the night on only 8 shots, 5 of 8 shooting. He was efficient, but he wasn't doing a lot of scoring. That's not what he was looking to do because he had other guys doing it on his team. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals for Zion. They get 23 from Herb Jones in one of the better offensive games you're going to see from Herb, but he did still have 2 blocks doing some Herb things. But 5 rebounds, 5 assists as well. Herb Jones very good. Jonas Valanciunas, 18 points and 11 rebounds. Continues to be one of the more underrated big men in the league today. Just shows up, does his job, does exactly what you want him to do, and is a very consistent presence for this Pelicans team. And then CJ McCollum, and I believe it's his second game back from the collapsed lung, which was scary. That's not something you want to see, but he's back on the court and he's playing well. 17 points, 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Really all-around performance from CJ McCollum tonight, and he was really impressive for them in the victory. They also get 16 from Trey Murphy in his season debut. Only goes 3 of 8 from 3, but was a plus 24 24. Easily the best on the entire team. 3 of the starters had a negative plus-minus, but they have 2 guys go plus 19 or better off the bench, in Jose Alvarado and Trey Murphy. When those 2 guys were on the floor, the Pelicans were owning this game, and that's a good sign because Trey Murphy is going to be a huge part of this team moving forward, and if he's back and contributing right now, that makes the Pelicans just easily a level above what they've been so far this season. They're now 12-10 on the year, but if they have all these guys, they're a much better quality team than the 12-10 team we see, and they move to the semifinals of the in-season tournament. And then we can talk about who played well for the Kings. Domantas Sabonis had 26 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. Really solid triple-double for him. Not great defensively. Like I've said, they can't really guard the interior all that well. Although, to be fair, this wasn't really the bruising Zion game that maybe you would have expected. But Sabonis plus 5 in the game, still a positive impact. And then De'Aaron Fox, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Did have 6 turnovers and was a -9. So despite the point total, it wasn't quite the De'Aaron Fox game that we're used to at this point in the season. But he was still solid. It's not like it was an awful Fox game. But there were things that you could nitpick if you were looking to do so. And then Malik Monk, 21 points off the bench with 50% shooting. But the Pelicans just continue to be an awful matchup for the Kings. And if they match up in the playoffs, it's going to be a bad look for the Kings because they can just not compete with this style of play that the Pelicans run. But now, as always, as I always want to do, let's get into the last segment of the night, which is the top 5 players according to the Real Sports app. I want to do this on any given night just to showcase who the impressive performers were. Only 2 games tonight, so I've probably talked about them already, but let's just get into it. At number 1 is Domantas Sabonis with 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. Tyrese Haliburton at 2 with 26 points, 13 assists, and 10 rebounds. Eerily similar stat lines for the 2 players that were traded for each other. Brandon Ingram at 3 with 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Jayson Tatum at 4 with 32 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. And then rounding out the top 5 is Jaylen Brown with 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks. But that'll do it for this night in the NBA, another night in the NBA. Thanks for watching. Think about subscribing. I'm on the road to 12,000 subscribers, so if you enjoy the daily recaps, think about sticking around and watching some more of them. But thank you for watching. I support, but that'll do it for me. So thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.